Newark, New Jersey, a city with a rich history and a fighting spirit. On May 9, 2025, that spirit was on full display. Mayor Ras Baraka, a man not afraid to raise his voice, found himself on the wrong side of the law. He stood accused of trespassing, of disorderly conduct, of inciting a riot. His crime? Standing up for what he believed in. Baraka had been a vocal critic of the newly reopened ICE detention center, Delaney Hall. He saw it as a monument to injustice, a stain on the soul of his city. The center, a sprawling complex capable of holding over 1,000 souls, represented everything Baraka stood against. It was a symbol of fear, of oppression, of a broken immigration system that tore families apart. Baraka believed that the fight for justice sometimes required bold action. He couldn't stand idly by while his city became a symbol of division and fear. He had to act. He had to make a stand. And so he did, with the eyes of the nation upon him. It began as a peaceful protest. Baraka, along with several members of Congress, planned to tour the facility. They wanted to see firsthand the conditions inside, to speak with detainees, to shine a light on what was happening behind closed doors. But their request was denied. The doors remained shut. Tensions began to rise. Witnesses described a chaotic scene. Voices were raised. Accusations flew. What began as a peaceful demonstration escalated into a confrontation. Federal agents, clad in riot gear, formed a human barricade. Protesters, their chants growing louder, refused to back down. And in the middle of it all stood Baraka, his voice booming with righteous anger. Then it happened. A scuffle broke out near the front of the crowd. People surged forward. The line of police broke. And in the blink of an eye, Baraka was gone, swallowed by the maelstrom of bodies and shouts. When the dust settled, he was in handcuffs, his face a mask of defiance. The arrest sent shockwaves through Newark and beyond. News outlets, hungry for a story, descended upon the city. Politicians, eager to capitalize on the situation, issued fiery statements. Social media exploded with a mixture of outrage and support. Baraka, once a respected mayor, became a lightning rod for controversy. The Department of Homeland Security, quick to defend their actions, painted a picture of a dangerous mob storming the gates. They claimed Baraka had incited violence, endangered federal agents, and forced them to take action. But witnesses told a different story. They described a peaceful protest that turned violent only after excessive force was used by the police. They accused the DHS of lying, of using Baraka as a scapegoat, of trying to silence dissent. The arrest had immediate political ramifications. Baraka, who was in the midst of a heated gubernatorial campaign, saw his poll numbers surge. His supporters rallied around him, praising his courage and his willingness to fight for what he believed in. His opponents, however, seized on the incident as proof of his unfitness for higher office. They painted him as a radical, an anarchist, a danger to law and order. In the wake of Baraka's arrest, Newark found itself at a crossroads. The city, long grappling with issues of poverty, crime, and racial injustice, was now thrust onto the national stage. The debate over immigration, once confined to the halls of Congress, spilled out onto the streets. The incident forced residents to confront uncomfortable truths about their city, their country, and themselves. It sparked conversations about race, about power, about the very meaning of justice. It exposed deep divisions within the community, divisions that had long simmered beneath the surface. As the legal battle over Baraka's arrest played out in the courts, the fight for the soul of Newark continued. The Delaney Hall Detention Center, once a symbol of fear and division, became a battleground for something much larger, a battle for the heart of America.